Tonight on News 5 Live, allegations of corruption taking place at the Dangriga Town Council. It's the mayor versus the town administrator. Will local government intervene? You'll hear from the CEO. And in more political news, John Saldivar is no longer the UDP's regional leader for the West. He says he resigned. His party leader says he was ousted. Which was it? That's coming up. And a book about former Prime Minister Dean Barrow released. Would you pay $40 to read it? These stories and more coming up on News 5 Live.
My name is Waluko Mejia. I'm the General Manager at Copal Tree Lodge here in Toledo, Belize. The Belize Bank service we appreciate most is the Belize Bank ATM and the use of its debit card. It makes it very accessible for our employees here at Copal Tree Lodge. Essentially, they could access the ATM on their way home after work, and also that the local stores accept the use of a debit card.
Tell me, what about our owner today?
I recently done a Red Girl video. I get more views than Harriet. And you know one person had the nerve to post that I am not even a Red Girl? I mean, like, what that mean anyway?
Well, here what about me? Every time I go buy meat pie, and I go, so, nothing in there. Nothing.
So this is my issue. I over 18. I don't want no one artist. And you could believe my man still expect me for wash dishes? We don't got time for that. I out there for fun.
And you, sir?
Well, I don't really got them kind of problems, you know. Ever since I switched to DJ and signed up for my unlimited postpaid plan, life stress-free. Nothing bother me or my connection no more.
Looking for the ideal wine for a special occasion? At Madisco, our beverage oasis provides a wine-tastic selection of international brands. Indulge in the exquisite taste of our Nova's Cabernet Sauvignon wine, where each sip unveils a blend of rich flavors and elegant aromas. A masterpiece of craftsmanship and sophistication. Every glass is a journey through the finest vineyards of Chile. The Oasis, where every wine tells a story.
Vote for your favorite KTV contestant by texting the number of votes followed by a space, then your contestant's number, and send it to smart code 5885. Here are this week's contestants.
Y sufrí hasta el fin, no te quiero ver.
Amor prohibido murmuran por las calles, porque somos de distintas sociedades.
Perdón si no te supe amar, yo sé que merecías más.
Amor eterno
e inolvidable.
Voy a reír, voy a vivir mi vida, la, 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 la.
No puedo cambiar.
Remember, voting ends on Sunday at midnight. And don't forget to tune in every Tuesday night at 8 for KTV The Remix Season 6. Live only on 5.
13,835,700 eggs are eaten by tourists each year, fueling our thriving economy. Tourism means business.
LG dual inverter compressor cools air faster by operating at speeds as high as 120 Hz with more stability compared to conventional models. It also saves up to 70% more energy by operating at speeds as low as 10 Hz with more stability. It reduces torque vibration down to 40% for quiet outdoor unit operation. Stable operation with low vibrations also results in increased durability.
This newscast is brought to you by the Belize Bank Limited. Our country, your bank.
Good evening and welcome to News 5 Live for Wednesday, July 24th. I am Sabrina Daly. For the better part of 2 weeks, the Dangriga Town Council has been in the news because of an ongoing rift between the mayor, Robert Mariano, and the town administrator, Austin Petillo. Petillo reportedly got wind of a missing file for an F-150 vehicle from the records clerk. Petillo wrote to the employee who was said to be responsible for the missing file and inquired about it. But then there were instructions from the mayor's office to the council security that they should not allow Petillo back on the compound. Then there's the other side, which claims that Patillo was having problems with some of the employees. When the mayor intervened to resolve the matter, it is reported that Patillo got upset and walked off the job. And when Mariano instructed that Patillo could only be allowed back on the compound after he called the mayor to discuss the matter, there was a report that he was banned from entering the premises. Today, News 5 contacted the CEO of the Ministry of Local Government, which is responsible for municipal governments. He said that the dispute is one that the Dangriga Town Council will have to resolve on its own, but that the administrator, Austin Patillo, is already back at work.
There are different roles that the mayor plays and the town administrator plays, and I think they need to be clear about what those specific roles are. Those roles are actually specified in the Town Councils Act. The mayor is the chief executive according to the legislation of the council, and so the administrator is required to answer to the mayor, and any decisions taken or any actions taken must be in accordance with a discussion that should happen with the mayor. This issue is a matter to be resolved by the Dangriga Town Council itself. The act itself empowers them to address it, and I'm quite sure that they will. We are in contact with the Dangriga Town Council, but we can't do their job for them. They have been elected by their residents. They are a council. They are empowered by law to address these matters. And so it is something that they need to deal with, and we are very reluctant to do a job, to intervene when really it is something within their prerogative.
Things are getting tense in the United Democratic Party. As we reported earlier this week, a meeting consisting of 18 anti-shine UDP standard bearers met in Orange Walk to discuss general reform. The party leader Moses Barrow has described such a meeting as phantom, but the threat to his leadership within the party is real. Albert area representative Tracy Panton is emerging as Barrow's contender, and her supporters are not afraid of showing it. Several prominent UDP figures, including Patrick Faber and Beverly Williams, took to Facebook to pledge their support for Panton, using the phrase, "I am with her." Along with them was John Saldivar, who is no longer the party's regional leader for the West. Barrow says that Saldivar was ousted. However, sources say that Saldivar smelled the rat from a mile away and resigned before he was replaced for supporting Panton. Omar Figueroa is the new regional leader for the West for the UDP. He served an unprecedented 3 consecutive terms as Prime Minister of Belize. The Right Honorable Dean Barrow has been immortalized through the Dean Barrow Story, a biography of the nation's 4th Prime Minister written by Lawrence Vernon. This is Vernon's 5th biography. He describes this one as a labor of love. It was not commissioned by the former Prime Minister, but according to Vernon, Barrow gave it his blessing and even contributed through interviews with Vernon. The 32-chapter book was officially launched today. News 5's Paul Lopez reports.
The Dean Barrow Story recounts the life and political contributions of the nation's 4th Prime Minister. The biography was written by author Lawrence Vernon.
This actual book took me about 2 years to research and write, because as I said, I wanted to get everything that was written about Dean Barrow from the newspapers and the archives, and from press releases and articles, and of course from my interview with him.
The 32-chapter biography opens with excerpts from Barrow's final Independence Day speech in 2020 at the foot of the National Assembly building. At the time, Barrow had delivered more than 2 decades of Independence Day speeches, both as leader of the opposition and Belize's Prime Minister. The book's final chapter, titled A Man of Character, looks at how Barrow navigated Belize's economic challenges brought on by the COVID-19 pandemic.
Apart from a successful law career, Dean Barrow's venture into party politics covered fully 37 years, almost 13 of which was spent serving as Prime Minister of Belize. Let me offer here two quotes from the book. The first one, like his grandfather, Ebenezer Oliver Bunting Barrow, Dean got into active electoral politics by way of the Belize City Council elections. This was in December of 1983 as one of the UDP candidates, when his party was successful. When Dean Barrow made a decision to become a member of the UDP, he was well qualified politically in terms of being aware of public policy, being visible in the community, good at public speaking, up to date on current events, and had a thick skin.
The biography also takes a closer look at Barrow's upbringing, the fact that his father, Arthur Barrow, was a pharmacist, and his mother, Joyce Barrow, was a housewife. Born on March 2, 1950, he was the first in a family of 3 children. The book explores Barrow's connection with politics through Ebenezer Barrow, who was the leader of the pro-colonialist Nationalist Party, established 1 year after his birth. Lawrence Vernon describes this body of literacy work as a labor of love. His son Dylan Vernon says his father writes for the love of informing a nation.
What motivates him to write? I'm sure that he writes primarily, as he would say himself, for the same reason as he became a librarian, to share accessible information and knowledge and to contribute to the body of written material on his beloved Belize for current and future generations. That's why he does it. It's sad to say that this kind of writing does not really pay. It is not much valued in our current society. But Larry Vernon has done it for the love of informing people and to motivate others to research, to read, and to write.
The Dean Barrow story was not commissioned by Barrow, though Vernon explained that they sat down for interviews over the 2 years he spent writing. Barrow was also unable to be present at today's event. The 283-page biography was printed by the Angelus Press Limited.
And I want to tell you that we have printed many books before, and this is one of the few books that we did probably 1% edit. So congratulations to you, Mr. Vernon. Your word choice, your selection was, I call it perfect, because when you used to go to school, 99 was good, right? Nobody topped that. So you got a 99%. I won't tell the people what the 1% is about. We'll talk about that after.
Although, as I said, he didn't commission it, right? I volunteered to do it, and he was happy to have his achievements, especially as Prime Minister, revealed. And because you know, as I said in the newspapers, you have little snippets and here and there, but you put it in one book now, and people can actually have access to it and read it in one place. My only thing is that it was supposed to be published by Amazon, and that was in the time of COVID. And when I returned to them, they had sort of raised the price for printing. So I said, why not do it in country? And I approached Angelus Press, and so we have a local printer doing the book, and I think they did a good job of it.
Reporting for News 5, I am Paul Lopez.
The U.S. is seeking to strengthen relations with Central America and the Caribbean, and according to Eric Jacobstein, Deputy Assistant Secretary of Western Hemisphere Affairs, Belize is a top priority in that endeavor. Jacobstein made the journey to Belize from Washington, D.C. to discuss matters such as international security, democratic governance, and migration with Belizean government officials. At the annual CARSI ESF Awards ceremony hosted in Belmopan today, he explained why he believes it is important to have these discussions between nations.
Such an honor to be here in Belize with our fantastic ambassador, Michelle Kwan, and I would just say that for the United States, for the Biden-Harris administration, our relationship with Belize is a top priority. We recognize Belize's leadership on democracy in the region, its leadership on a number of issues, its recognition of Taiwan, its leadership in Haiti, on migration through the Los Angeles Declaration process, on migration management. So for me, it's really an opportunity to check in with government leaders, have important conversations, and really demonstrate our strong support for the US-Belize partnership.
Coming up, a bill that benefits people with diverse abilities.
In a small village, Alex encounters a familiar face, an acquaintance claiming to offer opportunities on a distant island. Persuaded by promises of a better life, Alex agrees to go. Alex arrives at the airport and is escorted onto a plane by a menacing individual. Alex's doubts grew as they soar into the sky. Arriving at the island, Alex is taken on a boat to a smaller, remote island, his escort's threats ringing in his ears. He realizes the harsh reality of his situation. On the smaller island, Alex finds himself in cramped conditions, forced into unfair wages and grueling hours of work with restricted movement. The promise of a better life fades into exploitation.
Belize City Chicken Express, with spacious parking and air conditioning, has the widest variety of delicious chicken dishes to satisfy your every craving. You've been asking, and we heard you. Our Belize City branch is now open until 8 p.m. And when you dine after 5, you get $1 off your total purchase. Chicken Express, with the unique taste of quality chicken.
Let me show you what I got.
To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heavens. This is the time for us to stay the course and fight for the people of Belize under the steadfast and courageous leadership of the United Democratic Party.
The Honorable Shine Barrow, who has taken the party at its helm and has held with regardless of all that has been thrown at the party and at him, has been able to take the party forward. We have a very well-groomed set of individuals who are ready to take the stand and be able to represent the people at the capacity that's needed.
What it really takes to form government, we need to be able to deliver 16 seats, ensuring that we are getting things right, ensuring that those who are standard bearers are building a very authentic relationship and are consistent in meeting the needs of their constituents.
We want to bring drastic change for the betterment of health, education, social welfare, and so it's about putting the people first. It's not about me, it's not about the UDP, it's about the people.
About bringing down the oppressive cost of living, about restoring social assistance for the masses, about providing opportunity for all. To achieve this, the UDP must remain focused and united. Belize is always better with the United Democratic Party.
The Elections and Boundaries Department presents the following information on transfer of electors.
Transfer of electors is conducted during the period 1st July to 31st August of each year. In accordance with Section 59(1) of the General Provisions of the Representation of the People Act, Chapter 9, where a registered person changes his place of residence from one division to another, he shall, after he has resided for a minimum period of 2 months at his new address, give written notice thereof in Form 17 of the 5th Schedule to the registering officer of the division in which he now resides. Therefore, electors who have changed addresses from one electoral division to another shall visit the Elections and Boundaries Registration Office in their new division to apply for transfer. To facilitate the process, electors are encouraged to bring along a picture ID such as voter's identification card, social security card, driver's license, or passport. The Elections and Boundaries Department takes this opportunity to encourage persons who have attained the age of 18 years or over and others who have not yet re-registered since 2nd July 2018 to visit the Elections and Boundaries Registration Office in the Electoral Division where they reside and apply to be registered. To become a registered elector, every person shall be 18 years of age or over and is a citizen of Belize or is a citizen of any Commonwealth country who has ordinarily resided in Belize for a period of not less than 12 months and is a resident for a period of not less than 2 months in the electoral division in which he seeks registration.
Remember, you have a civic duty to ensure that you are registered in the electoral division where you reside. This message is brought to you by the Elections and Boundaries Department.
The Firearms Control and Ammunition Board met with stakeholders on Tuesday in Belmopan. The gathering aimed to enhance coordination and efficiency in the management of firearms and ammunition in Belize. A central focus of the meeting was an in-depth presentation on the establishment, purpose and mandate of the board and its role in regulating the possession, use and distribution of firearms and ammunition. New procedures were introduced to streamline the application, review and approval processes, including compliance audits to ensure adherence to these protocols. These revised measures are designed to ensure more rigorous and transparent operations, improving the overall effectiveness of firearm regulation. The Disabilities Bill is being celebrated as novel and forward-thinking. The bill seeks to end discrimination against persons with diverse abilities. The bill provides for the establishment of a Disabilities and Equal Rights Tribunal. Lead Government Senator Eamon Courtney explained that the legislation guarantees the protection of the differently abled. He went on to clarify that there is no hidden agenda to include the Equal Opportunities Bill through this legislation.
This bill is, again, a bill that represents a recognition by our society that over time, and as we mature as a democracy and as a nation, that we are called upon as a collective, as a community, as a people, to be more tolerant, to be more inclusive, to be more respectful of the differences and diversity within our society, and to provide a legal framework which guarantees the protections that are needed and to ensure that there is no discrimination, or at least we try to reduce the chances for discrimination. And where there is discrimination, to provide a framework, a legal framework that is clear for redress. I know that there is concern about the name of the tribunal and the Disabilities and Equal Opportunities Rights Tribunal. We say with absolute certainty there is no intention, express or implied, to bring the Equal Opportunities Act into this legislation. Any member of society who believes that there is some hidden agenda in bringing the Equal Opportunities Bill into force through this legislation is mistaken. As alluded to by Senator Kay a short while ago, but I speak for myself, I hope that the day will come soon when we will bring the Equal Opportunities Protection Bill for debate.
Lead opposition Senator Michael Perifete rose to support the Disabilities Bill. He referred to it as ambitious, noting that it will require significant infrastructure development. And of course, Church Senator Bishop Moses Bengushe responded to Senator Courtney's comments on a future Equal Opportunities Bill.
It is very much so an ambitious piece of legislation, and maybe the Minister for State for Finance ran out of the room on purpose, because Madam President, I hope they have a plan to pay for it. The things that I see in here, Madam President, are very, very ambitious, to say the least, and not only ambitious, but within the time frame, where I think in section 34 it is that speaks to making sure that all public spaces, public offices will be equipped to deal with people with disabilities within 12 months. You're talking about making sure that students who have a disability are placed in rooms with fewer students, separate. I mean, it will require an infrastructure investment.
While I hear what the leader of government business has said, insofar as the Equal Opportunity Bill, I just want to indicate, and I think it is important that I indicate, as the senator representing the church, that it is important that we be consulted when that bill comes to the Senate. And I say that with utter seriousness, because as I indicated, I would not want to get the feeling that the church is being left out intentionally on some of these things.
The government of Belize is seeking to establish the Millennium Challenge account Belize as the authority over $125 million grant from the Millennium Challenge Corporation. As Prime Minister John Bersenu explained during the last sitting of the House of Representatives, the agreement has already been entered into between GOB and the MCC. The U.S. government has agreed to provide the funds to improve the nation's economic situation through investments in energy and education. But the account must first be established before the funds are dispersed. The bill to operationalize the process was debated in the Senate on Tuesday.
Not to look a gift horse in the mouth, Mr. President, but I need to know what the deal is. One day the United States of America gets up and just gives Belize $125 million US. What led to that? What's the quid pro quo? It's not a nation that's known to just give things freely, you know. So it's legitimate for any Belizean citizen to ask, well, what are we giving up? What is this costing us? And we're not indicating at all that it may be anything sinister. We just need to know, what do we give in return for this?
In terms of the composition of the board at Section 11, I see that it is chaired by the Financial Secretary, and him being a member of the board itself. My only concern would be is that from all my interactions with him over the past, he just seemed like someone who's extremely consumed by tremendous responsibilities. And so, you know, and so I'm wondering if perhaps that is the best person, he's the best person, only from that perspective, that he just seems to have a lot on his plate.
Senators also questioned the fact that 4 government CEOs will be appointed as members of the board of directors. There were also concerns over remuneration and the level of oversight from MCC that almost makes it impossible to get anything done without their approval. Here's more from the debate.
On the aspect of the board, part 211, where it speaks to remuneration, I think we need to continue to note that aspect. Whereby I would hope, and even though there will be oversight, I would hope that as we speak to the issue of remuneration, that it will involve those who in an authentic way should receive, because I can see there that on the board, especially the voting members, are I think, if I'm right, and I look at it again, there are about 3 or so CEOs already who are already receiving a salary and should be restricted insofar as because they already are receiving a salary and perhaps some additional remuneration that they would not have to fit into this category.
The long and short of it is that this is US taxpayers' money, primarily, and there are legal requirements in the United States that put in place checks and balances that must be imposed on a receiving country of the grant. So whilst we may have pushed back, while we may have expressed our concern and continue to express our concern about the role of the MCC and their representatives, the fact is that their hands are tied by law. Ultimately, why one has to, in the public interest, accept it is because you have to pay a price. As Senator Perfeet says, there is no free lunch. What the role of the MCC is designed to ensure is that there is value for money in the expenditure of the monies that are going to be donated and the government counterpart contribution.
After the break, human trafficking in Belize will show you what is being done to put a stop to it. But first, here's a weather update with data from the Belize Met Service.
Have you heard about the once daily pill that can help prevent HIV?
Pre-exposure prophylaxis, also known as PrEP, is a once daily prescription medication that helps you lower your chances of contracting HIV. PrEP may not be for everyone, so speak to your healthcare provider to find out if PrEP is right for you.
PrEP does not prevent pregnancy or other sexually transmitted infections, so it's important to use a condom every time you have sex and to get tested regularly.
PrEP. It's something positive to help keep you HIV negative.
You must be HIV negative to qualify for PrEP, so you need to get tested for HIV immediately before and every 3 months while taking the pill.
So what are you waiting for? Talk to your doctor about your risk of HIV and find out if PrEP is right for you.
Make staying safe a habit. Step up, PrEP up.
I'm connected. Yo.
I'm connected.
We're connected. Create the perfect broadband bundle that fits your style with Smart Connect. With the Junior Bundle, get 50% off your national calls and up to 6 gigabytes of data at no extra cost. Get postpaid added on for an additional cost of only $25 with the Prime Bundle. Stay connected with unlimited smart-to-smart calls, plus 6,300 megabytes of data and free international minutes. For the family, get the Binge Watchers bundle with Netflix add-on for only $28.13 more. This bundle gives you 4 profiles with unlimited streaming on multiple devices. Visit a showroom near you to sign up and personalize your own bundle combination with Smart Connect. Smart, bringing people together.
Vote for your favorite KTV contestant by texting the number of votes followed by a space, then your contestant's number, and send it to smart code 5885. Here are this week's contestants.
Y sufrí hasta el fin, no te quiero ver.
Amor prohibido murmuran por las calles, porque somos de distintas sociedades. Perdón si no te supe amar, yo sé que merecías más. Amor eterno e inolvidable.
Voy a reír, voy a vivir, la, 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 la.
No puedo cambiar.
Remember, voting ends on Sunday at midnight. And don't forget to tune in every Tuesday night at 8 for KTV The Remix Season 6. Live only on 5.
Unwrap the joy of crystal clear picture and sound from Iowa, the brand that offers you affordability and exceptional quality. Iowa has a wide range of exceptional products to choose from, such as TVs, speakers, headphones, home appliances, and much more at affordable prices that won't break the bank. Enhance your audio-visual entertainment experience with Iowa, and for your convenience, parts are readily available in country for hassle-free maintenance. You can find Iowa products at your local electronics store countrywide. Choose Iowa, the best in home entertainment and household appliances.
This plan, I can't leave this plan. Smart Belize.
Hey there, smart thinkers. We're turbocharging your mobile experience with Smart's powered up postpaid plans. Imagine a world where your data speeds flows faster than ever. Well, guess what? We've cranked up the dial and unleashed the postpaid power of Smart's lightning fast LTE data on all our postpaid plans. That's right, no speed bumps, more data. It's like having a limitless highway of data speed at your fingertips. Whether you're a Lone Ranger with an individual plan or a squad rolling with a group plan, everyone gets to surf, stream, and share at enhanced, full, high-quality speed. Switch to Smart's powered-up postpaid plans today and ride the wave of postpaid power. Visit any Smart showroom or smart-bz.com for details and make your mobile experience smarter and faster. Smart, bringing people together.
I know I can't leave this plan. I can't leave this plan.
The fight against HIV and AIDS in the Caribbean continues, and the team at the National AIDS Commission is doing their part to ensure that Belize is properly equipped. On Monday, Dr. Russell Manzanero, director of the Epidemiology Unit at the Ministry of Health and Wellness, told us that the number of recorded HIV cases in Belize has not seen a drastic shift upwards in years. But the work to drive it downward is still ongoing. We spoke with Enrique Romero, Executive Director of the National AIDS Commission, who told us about how the public can do their part to ensure that they are HIV-free in the privacy of their own homes. Here's more on that.
Globally, one of the strategies that has been working in reducing the incidences of HIV globally is the introduction of HIV self-testing modality. So that is something that the National AIDS Commission has been advocating for and promoting and working closely with the Ministry of Health and other partners And we have introduced, last year, we introduced HIV self-testing, more of a pilot, because HIV self-testing basically is you do the test on your own. So last year, during the pilot, what we did, we asked people to come into the facilities, civil society facilities, was at Belize Family Life Association and Go Belize in Belmopan. And they went into a room, and a person there would assist them in conducting the test. Now, the idea now this year is, and I believe that the colleagues in the Ministry of Health have started rolling this out in some of the districts, is the tests are available at the Ministry of Health facility. You can go to any health facility, you ask for an HIV self-test kit. They would give you the kit. The kit comes with a pamphlet that shows you exactly what you do. The kit also has a barcode that you can, everybody has a phone nowadays. You take your phone, you scan the barcode. It takes you to a YouTube channel that shows you exactly how you go about doing the HIV self-test.
Combating the spread of HIV and AIDS requires a multidimensional approach, taking into consideration both treatment and preventative measures. Pre-exposure prophylaxis, more commonly known as PrEP, is a form of medication used to prevent HIV infection. The National AIDS Commission, NAC, is encouraging the public to make use of this potentially life-saving drug. Enrique Romero, Executive Director of NAC, further explains the benefits of PrEP.
So pre-exposure prophylaxis basically is a pill that is taken daily, and it's for persons who are HIV negative, but who may be at higher risk of contracting HIV. So let me give you an example. Let's say you have a relationship, a partner where one of the person, let's say the husband is positive and the wife is negative for whatever reason. So in order for the wife to eliminate or mitigate the risk of contracting HIV from her husband, the wife would take a pill, the pre-exposure prophylaxis daily, and that would impede the wife getting contracting HIV from the husband. And again, these are not things that we just grab because it's being done in the US or it's done in Europe and in other countries. There's evidence-based data that shows that pre-exposure prophylaxis has a 99% of mitigating HIV transmission. HIV self-testing has 99% accuracy and sensitivity.
Human trafficking is a global problem that governments are trying to control if their efforts to stomp it out are overwhelmed by people's economic reality. Today, RET International formally completed an awareness campaign among persons who work in the transportation industry and launched a training module as a guide to individuals who want to enroll in a course at UB on the topic. Today, News 5's Marian Ali was present for the closing ceremony and filed this report.
Key individuals who work in the transportation service industry were part of a training on anti-human trafficking to teach them to look for signs of activity around them. It included the participation of over 500 persons across the country. Joshua Munoz, who is the Monitoring and Evaluation Officer for RET International, said it took the form of a train the trainers, who then shared their skills. Taxi and bus drivers were included in the campaign, and a module was used to capture the key areas of concern.
We had to condense the module itself just enough to the 4 elements to give a short presentation between 15 to 30 minutes and to ensure to pass on that information to them so they could understand how trafficking, how the transportation itself is vulnerable to human trafficking and how they themselves, maybe without even their knowledge, they might be assisting in terms of transporting persons from one who might be victims of trafficking from one place to one location to the other.
As a part of the campaign, the University of Belize has signed on to offer an e-course on human trafficking using the module in digital form for anyone who wants to register. It gives insight on what the crime is and how one can help to counter it.
It goes in detail in terms of what is human trafficking and as well how the transportation industry itself. With this partnership we have with the University of Belize, we're going to continue advertising the e-course module so that anyone can register, sign in, and get their certification with this e-course module itself. If you're getting a phone call at 10 o'clock at night and they want the person to transport you from the border or from one part of the district to the next part of the district, that should be a cause of alarm. And so those are the things that we try to bring awareness to them.
Kamesh Kivakula is the U.S. Embassy's political officer in Belize. He is also the grants officer for the CARSI Grants program, which funded this project. He hopes that the campaign will help reduce the incidences of human trafficking in Belize.
This particular project was designed to enhance the capacity of all the stakeholders, especially in the transportation industry, to identify and report suspected cases of human trafficking. The transportation industry plays a significant link in the chain of trafficking, and it's the training that was conducted as part of this project, we hope will play its part in reducing or breaking that chain.
The reality is, however, that many of the persons in the transportation service industry assist in transporting victims of human trafficking because of the nature of their job. RET Country Representative in Belize, Cherise Ferguson, is hopeful that the collaboration of the law enforcement authorities will help to put a dent in that practice.
These persons are not in offices, for their 8 to 5. They are on the move. They work on shift, and so we had to be creative in reaching our target audience. We may not be able to stop it 100%. However, because we know that they are vulnerable to being used, and maybe some of them have been participating in facilitating trafficking, that's why it was important for us to target this population. So they have the information, and the key part of our training that we highlighted was the law, the Anti-Trafficking Prohibition Act, which outlines the offenses and the penalties for those, so that if they're knowledgeable, if they're culpable in participating in this act, they know what the consequences will be.
The campaign was conducted for 21 months. Reporting for News 5, I'm Marion Ali.
Today, the U.S. Embassy distributed $1 million among 4 organizations in Belize as part of the Central America Regional Security Initiative's Economic Support Fund. This fund aims to foster social and economic development in Central American countries by supporting the initiatives of civil society organizations. News 5's Brittany Gordon attended the award ceremony in Belmopan to find out which organizations will benefit from this generous grant.
Since 2012, the United States government has awarded over $11 million in CARSI ESF grants to civil society organizations in Belize. These grants have funded projects that enhance emergency response services, healthcare, and the national response to gender-based violence. This year, 4 organizations each received $250,000 grants. U.S. Ambassador to Belize Michelle Kwan shared that this event is the highlight of her ambassadorship.
Today was handing over $1 million to civil society organizations, really doing incredible work, as you heard from their speeches, from the UNDP to RET International to Love Foundation and Galen University. And today I am thrilled that we have a high-level senior visitors from Washington. We have the Deputy Assistant Secretary Eric Jacobstein, also having important meetings across on shared issues. And so today is just a spectacular event, really celebrating and really acknowledging the hard work that's being done across this country.
The grant is highly competitive. To qualify, the objectives of the organizations must align with the U.S. Embassy's goal to improve Belize's civil society. RET International is a 3rd-time recipient of this award. Cherise Ferguson, Country Director of RET International Belize, explains the organization's continuous efforts to create a safe environment for youth and women.
Our core commitment has always been to provide multidimensional solutions, including formal and non-formal educational initiatives, with the goal of building the capacity of youth and women to be positive change makers. Therefore, when we realized that Objective 3 of the call included a focus on youth, we proceeded to start our research and put pen to paper. Adolescents are uniquely impacted by GBV, or gender-based violence. Their young age and inexperience with relationships can heighten their risk for physical and sexual intimate partner violence. Being a victim of GBV during adolescence can lead to long-lasting negative mental and physical health outcomes and can set young women on a trajectory for subsequent abuse. In order to combat these issues among youth, it is important to socialize them in a way that does not perpetuate violent behavior.
Galen University, Rett International, the United Nations Development Program, and the Love Foundation will continue to work with the U.S. Embassy to ensure transparency and that the goals proposed by the organizations are achieved for the betterment of the country.
In terms of these grantees, it's good governance, fighting corruption, and we have had grantees fighting on empowering youth and adolescents, as you heard from an organization today, one of the grantees. So across the board, it's providing assistance, building the capacity for the government of Belize, and addressing some real issues that concern civil society.
Brittany Gordon for News 5.
When we return, anti-sexual harassment bill to combat sexual harassment in the workplace is debated in the House.
We told you we had a show for you. The biggest food and music festival returns on Sunday, July 28th with the first of its kind day party as the Belize Tourism Board, Barge Production, the Alaya Resort, Niche, eCash, the San Pedro Town Council, PAC, Border Management Agency, and Belican Ultra presents the Belize International Music and Food Festival 3.0, the ultimate day party. On day 2 of this mega festival, we give to you the Belize Latin Explosion Combo Group and our very own Punta Rock Legends Combo Group, taking us back with sounds like. We also feature Belizean soca greats like Echo Middleton and the soca Dandara, T.R. Shine. To help make this ultimate day party memorable, we invite Miss Rage herself, Faye-Ann Lyons, and the Viking of soca himself, Bungie Garland, alongside the soca dance instructor, Curran DuBois. But wait, to top this momentous festival we have, for the very first time in Belize, Latin super sensation Prince Royce. Belize, July 28, 2024, San Pedro, Sacachispas Field. Come savor the rhythm. For info and tickets, check us out at bimff.bz or get tickets on the eCash app, powered by Belize Bank, or use the Quick Pass app, available at your Play Store on all Android and Apple devices. Doors open 2 p.m. for showtime at 3 p.m. Sunday, July 28, 2024, the Belize International Music and Food Festival 3.0. Come savor the rhythm. Sponsored by Belize Tourism Board, eCash, San Pedro Town Council, PAC, Niche, Belican Ultra, Border Management Agency, the Alaya Resort, Honorable Andrew Paris, Travelers, ICB, Digicel, Dolphin Production, Wine Smith, Angelus Press, Tropic Air, Modisco, Maya Island Air, Hits Media, Love FM, Channel 5, Courts, San Pedro Belize Express, Smart, and Channel 7.
Here's how to be a part of Benny's Homecation in 3 easy steps. First, download the B-Bucks app and sign up to be eligible. It's fast and easy. Then, shop at any Benny's location or Benny's entity. Remember to choose products from our monthly Homecation jackpot categories to earn entries. Now you can earn B-Bucks with purchases made and be a part of the Benny's Homecation jackpot for a chance to win the $10,000 grand prize in December. Win the ultimate Homecation with Benny's, quality and savings.
This plan, I can't leave this plan. Smart Belize!
Hey there, smart thinkers! We're turbocharging your mobile experience with Smart's Power It Up postpaid plans. Imagine a world where your data speeds flows faster than ever. Well, guess what? We've cranked up the dial and unleashed the postpaid power of smart lightning-fast LTE data on all our postpaid plans. That's right, no speed bumps, more data. It's like having a limitless highway of data speed at your fingertips. Whether you're a Lone Ranger with an individual plan or a squad rolling with a group plan, everyone gets to surf, stream, and share at enhanced, full, high-quality speed. Switch to Smart's powered-up postpaid plans today and ride the wave of postpaid power. Visit any Smart showroom or smart-bz.com for details and make your mobile experience smarter and faster. Smart, bringing people together.
I know I can't let this plan. I can't let this plan.
Life is full of precious moments worth cherishing. Moments that shape our present and lay the foundation for our future. But amidst life's beautiful tapestry, there are uncertainties we must confront. How do we secure today while protecting tomorrow? Introducing RF&G Life Insurance, your partner in safeguarding what matters most. With a RF&G Life Insurance plan, you can ensure financial security for your loved ones, providing them with a safety net for the future. From identifying and recommending plans suitable for your unique needs to expert advice every step of the way, RF&G Life Insurance is committed to protecting your family's legacy. Choose RF&G Life Insurance for peace of mind you can rely on. RF&G Life Insurance, securing today, protecting tomorrow. Your life, your legacy.
According to local crime statistics, 99% of the sexual assault victims in 2023 were women. Eamon Courtney, the lead senator for government business, further noted that women are far more likely to experience sexual harassment in the workplace than men. To combat the scourge of sexual harassment, the Briceño administration introduced an anti-sexual harassment bill to the National Assembly. The bill seeks to modernize the current sexual harassment bill currently in place. Among other things, it stipulates that companies must have in place an anti-sexual harassment policy and that victims of sexual harassment have up to 18 months to make a report.
This bill, and I want to start by saying this, we are repealing a bill that provides protection for sexual harassment. This is modernizing and improving that legislation. The point is this: it is already the law of Belize that one should not sexually harass another person. It is already the law of Belize that there is protection for persons who believe that they are subject to sexual harassment. This bill seeks to streamline, modernize, and update the existing legislation. It is a critically important bill in a society like ours, indeed in any society, but a society where far too often, and it's mostly male, there is sexual harassment.
It's a good concept of a bill, it's a good bill, and there has to be a structure. It is excellent that you now have, or it's been fine-tuned even more, a process by which you can report sexual predators, and there is a process now where businesses are required to put out that policy for the public to let it know that sexual harassment is an offense and that it will be punished because it cannot be tolerated. Madam President, I think the opportunity could have been used. I notice it's there for the workplace, and I think in general, for the general offense in public, that the time for reporting it is 18 months. Madam President, I think that's kind of long. And I'll just say this, I mean, we're not talking Bill Cosby 20 years, but I think if somebody is sexually assaulted, or is offended in any way, they should report it immediately. Because what you don't want to also encourage is for people to try and weaponize this piece of legislation. It's a good piece of legislation, but it can be weaponized.
Senator for the Union's Glenfield Dennison acknowledged that while women are among the most vulnerable as it pertains to sexual harassment, men are also subjected to unwanted sexual advancements. NGO Senator Dr. Elle McKay noted in her contributions that the NGOs she represents are elated to see the anti-sexual harassment bill brought before the Senate.
Just on a point that I think needs to be brought a little bit more clearer to the fore, our international obligations for non-discrimination lend themselves to ensure that we don't have separate standards for a class of citizens. And so I want to, at this point, drive it home that men are equally susceptible to sexual harassment in and out of the workplace, given the appropriate circumstances. So I wish to appreciate that women bear the brunt of sexual harassment in the workplace as it comes.
As non-governmental organizations, we will always support legislation that in any way advances the human rights of Belizean citizens, particularly anti-discrimination in our society. So we are very happy to see this being brought forward today, and not just one bill, but two bills today of this nature. And we do have a request of everyone present here today and of our Belizean public. And that request is for all of us to be circumspect on the context, the human rights context, for this anti-sexual harassment bill, the disabilities bill that will be presented later, and the potential to further strengthen the protection against all discrimination faced by Belizeans, particularly those vulnerable groups. And I hear Senator Dennison on not having different standards, but certainly those vulnerable groups today include women and girls who are unfortunately the disproportionate victims of gender-based violence in our society, and that is not just sexual harassment.
The National Security Council bill was brought from the House of Representatives to the Senate for debate on Tuesday. The bill seeks to formalize the council that has been in operation since the early 90s. Eamon Courtney, the lead senator for government business, explained that roles are not clearly defined under the informal system. On the other hand, lead opposition Senator Michael Parafit contended that the opposition is not comfortable with the fact that the council's Director General will be subjected to the directions of the Prime Minister.
The bill seeks to formalize something that has existed in an informal way. The National Security Council has existed for decades, and I believe Senator Parafit and myself are two senators who have at different times served on the National Security Council. One of the challenges is the operationalizing of national security issues in the absence of a legislative framework. Who is in charge? Is it the Ministry of Defense, the Ministry of National Security, or the Prime Minister? Who is primarily responsible for intelligence gathering? The police, the Belize Defense Force, private agents? Who is responsible for coordinating, collating intelligence and ensuring that it reaches the right eyes and ears in the national security apparatus of the country?
The Director General shall be subject to the directions of the Prime Minister. That is the part I don't like. Because then what it says here, when you look at the powers of the Director General, it says at Section 12, the Prime Minister may from time to time give the Director General directions of a general or specific nature to be observed with relation to his powers. Now when you look at the powers, for example, it says here that the Director General can even requests for the interception of communications. More recently, that was reserved for the police department through the DPP. Now that same Director General can, so it's not just an advisor position this person is taking on. This person is taking on operational duties. And I don't know if enough protocol will be worked out to make sure that there's no overlapping of those duties with the police department primarily.
Up next, Key Cocker gets a Digital Connect Center.
The National Institute of Culture and History, in partnership with the National Celebrations Commission and the Belize City Council, present Ibotown Festival 2024 on Emancipation Day, 1st August at Isaiah Mortar Square and Yabra Green. Come out and enjoy a full day of festivities for the entire family, starting from 12 noon, sauteing 9 p.m. Culture market with handicraft, art, local wines, and more. There will be cultural booths and live demonstrations like kiss making, fly brush making, and Creole drum carving. And of course, enough nice food, fire hot rice and beans, steamed flour, bile up, and much more. All of the sweet thing like wangla and cut up root what they out there. Now listen to this part, yeah. A free kids zone plus traditional games and activities, including the Youth Emancipation Day football tournament, storytelling, and a special concert performance for the picnic them by Brad Patigo and the Soigo Band. Plus much more musical performances by Brother David and the Tribal Vibes, Lord Rayburn, Boom and Chime, Second Generation, Rick Vibration with Terry the Brock Down Gal, Doggy, Coconut Boy, Kenny Gladden and the New Creation Band, Sweet Pain Band, and more. On Emancipation Day, we going the Ibotown. Sponsored by Honorable Francis Fonseca and the National Celebrations Commission, National Institute of Culture and History, Belize City Council, National Sports Council, and Creme Radio.
La formación del Centro Neurológico del Hospital Galenia es que esas enfermedades que son altamente complejas y que muchos de nuestros pacientes tenían que emigrar hacia otra parte de la República u otra parte de México ahora puedan ser atendidos aquí.
La atención quirúrgica en el centro neurológico se forma dentro de un grupo multidisciplinario que incluye tanto neurólogos, médicos internistas, ortopedistas, neurocirujanos, pediatras. Y este esfuerzo que se ha realizado para conjuntar todos los especialistas es para siempre brindar al paciente un abordaje multidisciplinario y transversal.
Evidentemente, mientras más rápido podamos llegar al diagnóstico de los pacientes, más rápido podemos tratarlos, resolverlos y por ende mejor resultado vamos a tener al final. Entonces creo que la prioridad y el fundamento principal de un proyecto como este es justamente eso, que no se pierda tiempo de forma innecesaria para poder al final del día llegar al mejor de los resultados con un tratamiento completo, integral y oportuno.
Y las visiones desde diferentes perspectivas nos permiten tener pues el mejor tratamiento y la mejor opción para el paciente.
Tenemos la capacidad técnica, operativa, profesional y la infraestructura de poder establecer una atención neurológica de alta calidad.
KTV contestant by texting the number of votes followed by a space, then your contestant's number, and send it to smart code 5885. Here are this week's contestants.
Y sufrí hasta el fin, no te quiero ver.
Amor prohibido murmuran por las calles, porque somos de distintas sociedades. Perdón si no te soy.
Voting ends on Sunday at midnight. And don't forget to tune in every Tuesday night at 8 for KTV The Remix Season 6. Live only on 5.
Upcoming enhancements to My Social Security. The new healthcare provider feature seamlessly connects healthcare providers, insured persons, and employers to facilitate the payment of sickness benefits. Here are the enhancements. Registered healthcare providers will create and submit online medical certificates using their healthcare provider accounts. Insured persons will receive a link to view the medical certificate to complete and submit their sickness benefit claim. And employers will receive an email notification of their employee's sickness claim. Also, the insured person and their employer will receive a copy of the claim decision letter after review. Healthcare providers, insured persons, and employers are encouraged to create a portal account to access and benefit from these new services on My Social Security at ssbportal.org.bz. My Social Security online portal. Social Security at your fingertips.
Hi, my name is Lincoln Fowers and I work at UMAL. 100% I will recommend Belize Bank mobile banking to everyone because it saves time, money and gas price because gas price is high right now. Belize Bank mobile banking just make life easier.
Keekalker now has a Digital Connect Center. This facility offers residents free Wi-Fi access, laptops and computers, marking a significant step forward in digital inclusion. The center is a result of the ongoing partnership between Belize and the government of the Republic of China, Taiwan. Beyond providing internet access, the center will also offer free training to enhance residents' digital skills. Here's News 5's Izain Heredia with more details.
The residents of Keekalker Village now have access to the Keekalker Digital Connect Center. And for residents of La Isa Calinosa, staying connected is important. The newly opened center, which officially launched on Tuesday, offers residents a dedicated space for studying and working, along with access to essential digital tools that thrive in today's society. At the grand opening, Michelle Shabat, Minister of Public Utilities, highlighted the center's potential to significantly benefit the island's community.
The Keekalker Digital Connect Center is intended to have a significant impact and benefit approximately 2,000 community members by giving unprecedented access to digital resources and services. The center will function as a hub for education, business, and community interaction, providing high-speed internet, computer access, and digital literacy training. These resources are critical in today's society as digital skills are becoming more important for personal and professional development.
This center offers more than just internet access. It provides comprehensive digital literacy training courses, enhancing the community's skills and equipping them for success in today's digital age.
This Digital Connect Center is not just a facility with computers and internet connections. It will also carry out digital literacy training courses so that members of the community could be equipped with the tools and capabilities needed in today's digital era. In fact, I think I noticed that the Village Council already announced on its Facebook a workshop for children to learn Introduction to Microsoft Office. How wonderful. With such proactive attitude and strong support of the Council, I'm confident this Digital Connect Center will surely serve as a gateway that empowers members of the Keekalker Village to embrace the endless digital opportunities.
As many Belizeans are aware, accessing government services can be time-consuming, particularly for residents of island communities who are geographically isolated from the mainland. Minister Shabat explains that the new Digital Connect Center aims to bridge this gap, making it easier for island residents to access essential services. This initiative is part of the government's broader transition to online services, ensuring that all citizens, regardless of the location, can benefit from digital advancements.
One of our major projects we're working on, and we're hoping to be able to launch that by December of this year, is our Vital Statistics Unit. And so instead of you having to travel to Belize City to go and apply for a birth certificate, and you get there and you realize you're missing some information, and the person at the counter is probably not having the best day, and they send you back, and you have to travel to Kikaka without having obtained your birth certificate. You've lost your day's wages, you've lost an opportunity having left your home, and so on. And so what we're trying to do is, and what we will do, is we're going to transform that. We're going to change that so that by December, God willing, from wherever you are across the country, you'll be able to log on from a smartphone, from a computer center, and you'll be able to apply online for your birth certificate, your marriage certificate.
Azin Heredia for News 5.
Today, a Belizean medical student who lives in the U.S. introduced one of several books that she has authored. Madeline Dyer told News 5 at the Angeles Press that the book, My Mom, the Cook, was inspired by her daughter, who is autistic. She says that she is also giving back to her community that she needed when she was going to school in Belize.
I got into writing as an author because of my daughter, but my inspiration is literally talking about a time where I had to juggle both mom life and school with my little one, and she's looking at me like I'm strong, and I said to her, no, you actually inspire me to be a better person than I was before. So my inspiration is literally about a mother's love towards her child. I have an autistic child. She's 12 years old, and a part of why I became a writer was because of her, because she's taught me so much about the way to look at life, and just parenting itself is very different. So what I decided to do when I came this summer was to partner up with Autism Awareness here in Belize and try to give back to them, because I know that autism is seeming like something that's just coming around, even though it existed prior to, and those individuals need a lot of support in whatever way they can get it. I feel like most people that pick up that book, they connect with certain pages. Parenting is difficult. It's hard, and it's a topic I feel like a lot of people don't really talk about. They don't really give you much information on how to navigate parenthood, etc. So when you open the pages of one of my books, whether it be My Inspiration or My Mom, the Cook, you will definitely find a page or two that you will feel connected to. I had a review from a 13-year-old once where she connected with the page that said, I love her most even when I think she's not fair. My book, if you're in the U.S., can be purchased at Barnes & Noble's, Target, Walmart, and on Amazon. In Belize, they're going to be available at every Angeles Press in the different districts. My Inspiration is, I believe they're going to be doing it for $20, and then My Mom, the Cook is going to be $25. Alongside with the book, I wanted to do a little bit more for my community, and I've decided to give away school supplies as well while doing the book signing. The purpose of this is because I really do appreciate giving back. I was once one of those students that needed support when going to school, and I'm sure there are still a lot of Belize and parents that can use that support as well. I've partnered with a few other individuals, Phenomenal Nails, who is going to be giving away gift vouchers for high school students to get their nails done. She's on 37 Map Street, and then I also have BCVI that donated vouchers for students to get their eyes checked. As it pertains to the school supplies, I don't have a dollar amount really put on it, but each book bag is filled with school supplies.
And that's the news. Tonight's broadcast is available at channel5belize.com, on our Facebook and on YouTube. I'm Sabrina Daly. Thanks for joining us, and from all of us here at News 5, good night.